if that's an option at all. Yeah, that's what he's doing here. So he's got to get by the 8, and then the speed's got to be right. And he was so worried about it, I think they ended up a hair short.
Was the extension?
Yeah, good look there. And I'll tell you, with the 7 where it's at, the brown 7, he may go for this cross corner instead of playing safe. Just looks like the shot to me. And he did, but he overhit it. Expected the 5 to lay on the bottom rail if he missed it. So a huge opportunity for GB.
Drop back. Get me back now. Do your thing.
Elliot Sanderson really stood up to the pressure so well to pot the winning 9-ball against Vietnam in the last round. 7-6, complete contrast to the first round when they'd whitewashed Qatar.
Yeah, and it's, I'll tell you what, it'll go a long ways with Jason the way he played in that match too, because he took on some tough shots, actually went away from a bit of the instruction at times and said, I can handle this, and that's a good sign in my opinion.
Foul stroke.
The ball got in the air, and we won't see that maybe, but once a year,
Ball in hand.
attacking at an open ball and just hitting it so hard it got airborne. What problem was the cue ball got airborne, so that hit a little bit above on the 6 and almost a souvenir for this a fan in the stands. So what he's saying is swerve the ball here, and if not, the 3 comes up the table. Nice shot, Elliott. And there's going to be times, you know, where it's not Elliott's fault, just how pool is, and big shots are going to come up, and they're coming up early for Jason, and you just got to bury him. That's all. May roll this if he feels good about it. He's going to elevate a little bit. Even if partially snookered, you know this isn't going to be a problem, or it shouldn't be. Whether it's the jump shot or the swerve. And the only reason is you need to get positioned. That's why they need to get to their right side of the pink to create a little movement on the cue ball. So this is where the slick table can hurt. I like the jump better. That way you're for sure going to get the movement on the cue ball. Slick table, the rails play a little softer than your club table, may not get the reaction with the swerve shot. And people back home that, you know, listen to the broadcast and different things, and they're like, you know, them Brits can be a little brutal. And I'm like, that's just kind of how they are, you know. They don't hold back with their buddies, really kind of bust their chops as much as they can every given opportunity. And they were doing that in the practice room as well prior to the match. So they're good friends. It's just they want to win, you know, and that's just how sports is. It's not always, you know, a bunch of smiles. Yeah, now we got problems, and a couple reasons why I pulled the trigger quickly there, but Jason Shaw kind of lost the cue ball on a pretty routine shot there.
Would you read that as a sign of anxiety that, as you say, he did play the shot very quickly in the end?
Worried about contact of the 9 with a high ball, so going to play a little short side here on the 9.
This has got to get better for the British pair. Austria are picking them off at the moment, and they lead 3-0.
Can maybe play it in the side with some draw.
Foul
one
stroke.
thing after another so
Ball in
far.
hand.
You have to say,
Please
Sanderson,
start the clock.
in his body language, as much as the shots he's playing, is starting to look quite uncomfortable out there.
Yeah, well, he's had to pull the trigger twice in an uncomfortable manner with the shot clock, and we actually saw that in his first round match where the shot clock, you know, I wouldn't say caused the misses, but
Well, when you're trying to fight your way back into a match and it's all become a bit of a struggle and you get a gift like they were given, you've got to make it count. I went back to the previous shot, as you say, a bit short in terms of position, but still a surprise to see Shaw miss that, and I think it's as much a reflection of the way they're feeling out there as anything else.
okay, probably bringing the cue ball behind the 9 here. A reason to give in and go for a bad shot. Oh, he hit it light. So Elliott's going to have a chance at a long one. It's the type of shot that can do a lot. Not only get him on the board, but maybe a few smiles to get things going for GB.
Oh, and sometimes it takes something like that to kickstart your match. What a stroke of fortune. How on earth have Britain won that rack? The important thing is that they have. And now we're getting a hint of a smile. So Austria's lead trimmed to...
Cross, then you could clip the 6 in and come off the bottom cushion into the 8. That was another option. So the slick table has got to be careful. This is what I was worried about. Oof, I don't know if he got enough. The slick table does not want to grab that English like your club table.
If it can get through to pot this 7, it's another slice of fortune to go with the big one they had in the previous rack.
Well, they were definitely trying to bump the 9, so I just was worried about if they were going to get enough of it or any at all.
Yeah, they needed it to fall nicely for them, and it did. And from there, they've won the rack.
Great Britain.
So all of
wins
a
the
sudden,
rack.
there's only one in it, 3-2.
Open up the pocket a little bit. You draw the ball up the rail. Don't really stun it. I think Albin recognized that pretty easily, and that's the best position play anyways. A little more cueing involved, but yeah, a little punchy, but I wouldn't say it's too bad. But the pockets have definitely tightened as the days of the tournament have gone and moved on. And that one there, of course, was not hit very well and should have stood up.
I think it's fair to say so far, I've not seen the quality and the level that we saw in both of this afternoon's matches. But it's been every bit as absorbing. Still a long way to go.
Maybe, yeah. One sec. Extension.
Extension call.
And I was going to say before Jason took that shot, maybe time to not talk so much. You know, it's cue
Foul
from
stroke.
nowhere. And sometimes on certain shots, it seems like when he needs
Ball in
power,
hand.
he doesn't stay down on the ball very long.
Please
Kind
start
of
the
just
clock.
takes one pre-stroke and goes. But
It's just been overtaken a little bit over the last year or so.
Yeah, it's amazing. He's an amazing player and a very unique trend, it seems like, with Albin is starts a lot of tournaments slowly, whether getting beat early, then having to grind through the one-loss side until the single elimination, or having a lot of close scares, right? Yeah, he's definitely the pilot, right, between these two, and caught a little thick to the hole, so caused some little cue ball movement.
All right, got it.
That's right. That's what you'd say. Go ahead, cut it in. You like it? Let's go. Sometimes you have to shoot your way out of some of these situations and some of these negative vibes. Real natural to go 2 rails between the 7-8. Oh, he hit it even better with a lot of side. And that's what I thought a minute ago. I'd really limit the communication and say, hey, let's have some fun out there. We know how to play.
Given so much of what's gone before in this match, that was quality from Sanderson.
Trailing
And
5
Britain
racks to 3.
showing great determination to keep making a contest of it.
Foul stroke. Ball in hand.
Yeah, a little unlucky there.
Start
And
the clock.
not the right timing for that unlucky kiss. A couple of them there on the white. And look at this, just as straightforward as it gets. 3 over the corner, just allow to stop your ball here.
Not surprising anyone, maybe even more than that. Eventually, though, you get to a point where they start knocking each other out. So Elliot Sanderson made 2 balls off the break, but scratched. And there wasn't a great deal left for Austria to do from there.
Austria.
They need
wins the
3
round.
more for a place in the semis. It's 6-3.
Could have maybe got a little more angle, but should be okay to work the cue ball. He's going to come play from underneath. Surprised he's not going top spin here. Just leaving a bit more of a shot for his partner, but he could have hit top inside there and crept the cue ball out to the center, I thought anyway.
Extension called.
Yet again, just when it looks as though something might be happening to give them a bit of momentum, something goes wrong. And that's probably going to be 7-3. That's not sending good signals to Sanderson, though, is it? The way Shaw's sitting in his chair there, hand over his face, shaking his head.
No, not at all. And
Extension called.
you wonder when the door's just going to get completely shut, because they've had a ton of opportunities.
And this one's going to be very hard to recover from, isn't it? Four racks is the biggest lead.
From those types of angles is highly recommended. Excuse me. Could go 4 rails here, but most likely it's just a simple 2 rails, even if the cue ball tracks up the table a bit.
And another chance falls Britain's way, just when they may well have thought they'd had their last involvement in this year's World Cup. They were 3 balls away from exiting the tournament in this rack. But they live to fight on. Great Britain have closed to 8-4. Austria remain on the hill.
Cue ball here, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, trying to get a little something going, and the two served up on a platter and everything pretty open. That was always going to be difficult, though. I mean, no matter what, and I think the push out was going to be maybe something they would regret. So trying to make something happen, I don't blame them one bit, Michael. Solid one there.
Only 6 players have won this World Cup on 2 occasions. Efren Reyes, Francisco Bustamante, Lee Hae-wen, Fu Jianbo, Mario He and Alban Ocean. And by tomorrow night, this pair could be the first players to win it on 3 occasions. And Austria could match China and the Philippines with the overall record for teams. Austria are the winners then. They're through to the last day of the World Cup. They'll feature in the semi-finals tomorrow because they have beaten the British pair, Jason Shaw and Elliot Sanderson, by 9 racks to 4.
That was on a dime though. Tap on the table from Wu, recognising a good shot.
Team China wins the first rack.
After an initial lapse, that was a nice dish. And as you say, Carl, not just the fluke, shape associated. Look at that.
Yep.
Now remember, it's a 30-second shot clock, and they can, as they have done, ask the referee to clean the cue ball, but that comes out of their own time. Still plenty left, though. Was that a skid? He missed it by a mile. Well, I don't think I've ever seen Wu miss a ball like that. It's just something you don't expect. Somehow, Japan have won the rack. Not for the first time. Wu Cha-ching taps the table in appreciation. Puts his partner at ease. And that's what you should do as the lead man.
有延时，几？哦，用完了，有用吗？
我看一下
No extension.
extension。
Extension, please.
Nine ball's close, but the cue ball's got him.
Team China, sorry. Foul. Ball in net.
Incredible. We've had less than a handful of golden breaks in this tournament. But there, although the 9 went in,
And please start the shot
doesn't
clock.
qualify. Any pot to the side is to be avoided, but this one should not be a problem.
Team China wins the round.
Just like Japan before them in rack 4. Undeniably interesting this match, but not so far, not high quality. That was though. Oh, let's hope he can get through to the 7. I don't think he can. The 9 blocking is it. Oh, needs to jump.
Yeah, this was a special effort, wasn't it? What a shot. But the shot from Oi, and then Yoshioka with a jump cue. He's going to tie this match up.
No doubt too, the crowd supporting.
Team Japan wins the round.
Oi and Yoshioka are back on level terms thanks to an inspired shot.
Fielders played the bank.
The last positional effort from Wang left an awful lot to be desired. That wasn't one where you had to be cute and leave the cue ball in a small area. Wide margin of error. And he made a massive error.
The extension, please.
Again though, again the middle pockets claim another victim.
After this afternoon's quarterfinals, tonight's have been complete opposites. He's not landed great there either. It's not where he played the cue ball. Looks like he's going in the side pocket. Yes, he is. Cue ball needs to slow down. Every shot is a struggle, but it is this 9-ball for the lead.
Team China wins the red.
China lead again. A ball that Yoshioka played to that pocket a little earlier.
Yeah, it's very bizarre. Sometimes they just seem to go in. It must be the speed, I suppose.
Yoshioka's 3-ball from open table stayed on the surface, and it was actually slightly more accurate than that one. I can't believe this.
Yeah, Wu has just not been at the races in this match. He's in a battle in his own mind. This has been like watching Tuesday night pool, Phil. And you're in the team.
Ideally, Wang would have been straighter on this green 6. He's playing left-handed.
Well, he's definitely feeling confident. It's all about winning at the end of the day. Like Austria, they know it wasn't the best performance. You're not always going to perform. You just got to get the win.
Team China.
For the 5th time, China hit the front. It's 5-4, a little more than halfway to victory.
自分ができることはまずはヨッピーができることから言った方がいい。できることやった方がいい。
Okay.
OK?
Okay. Foul stroke, ball in hand.
Oh, just when you thought that again Japan were going to
And please start the
equalise,
shot clock.
Yoshioka goes directly in off.
What a gap he's found there, by the way. The replay didn't even look like it was on. And I'm sure I've seen Nayuki just laughing with Yoshioka as if to, you know, just to help him along.
Yes, you can be stern, you can be annoyed, but what good does it do? All it does is put your opponent even more ill at ease. Not your opponent, your partner. That was a Freudian slip. Surely now the first 2-rack advantage of the match. And the first rack that's been won by a pairing that breaks off.
Team China wins the rack.
Is this the start of a powerful surge to the winning line? Well, he's got cover, but another miss from Wu. One in a lengthy line. When you're not used to making mistakes like this, they sting.
look at this. Couldn't afford to hit the ball full. He had to hit either side to try and get the cue ball out. What a shot. In a big, big moment in this match. Looked like China was going to go 7-4 up. Japan have a chance to get back to just one behind.
自信なかったら当てに行ってもいいよ。相当同点くさいでしょ。
いや、どうでくさいね。
思い切ってもいいよ。どっちでもいいよ。勝負する？
まあ大事にいきます。
OK
はい。
Now, in the previous round, with ball in hand, Masato Yoshioka missed a ball almost identical to this. He grossly overcut it.
You were asking Oi if the scratch was on. Doesn't look like it for me. It looks like it's going around the first diamond area.
Well done there.
Bang onto the 9 ball. No, that's just me being silly.
Just looking for extra value, Carl. That's all you were doing there.
Well, the problem here is the jump shot is more than achievable. If he hits the red full, it's going to go close. It may even go off the pink. The safety shot wasn't good enough. He let him play the jump.
Japan, how to make friends and influence people all over the world. Pool fans warm to Naoki Oi, but then they groan when he misses a ball like that. It was a tiddler. Oh.
After his partner has just played the long jump, what has Oi done? I bet China can't believe it. Good things can happen when you hit the ball. Can you go real first?
Not pinpoint position, but it will more than do.
Yeah, if you can get this one right, you would fancy him to get on the hill. I think he's swinging it round off 2 rails. Yeah, good shot.
It was because the bridge hand was draped over the middle pocket.
Team China. Win.
Japan had such high hopes. But it was that pocket that cost them. Naoki Oi overcutting a rudimentary 4-ball in rack 12. It's over, bother shouting.
Team China.
And there is the shout. Wang Can has got every reason to be very proud of himself. He played a good match there. Wu was below his norm. Nevertheless, China come through by a score of 9 racks to 5 against Japan.